Alright guys, well, you saw in the previous video, just quit working. Not sure what happened. We're about to open her up, figure it out. So, we're gonna become experts in boilers right now. Take this tray off, set it aside. Looks like an 8mm or something. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. I'm gonna grab an 8. Possibly. Oh, there it is. Not too big, so maybe a 7. Hello. Perfect. Let's see if I can do it with my fingers, because I don't have a ratchet. Otherwise, I gotta go find a ratchet. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna take this off so I don't damage it, because I'm gonna move it around. I think I'm just gonna flip it onto that side so that I can see the bottom. Just tipped it up. It's already pouring water everywhere, which is the problem I'm having with it. So, not even worried about any of that. Get that 7, the 7mm. See if I can twist that. No. No, it's gonna be too tight for me. And I don't have the adapter for this. Let's hold on. I don't want to break nothing, but I had no idea this is what I was going to be getting into whenever I decided I wanted to get me a nice espresso machine. I'm sure this machine is awesome whenever it's working, but right now I'm a little annoyed with it, to be honest. This is ridiculous. I'll just flip it back up. If I can. Everything's loose. That's loose. Oh, look. It's like all one piece, it seems. Well, how do I get it to come off? Oh, look at that. What? I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, how did this come apart? So now I'm gonna remove these screws on top of here, because maybe that's holding it up now. Obviously I don't have a technical manual, so I don't know. We're gonna try this and see if that works. Okay. Well, that part came off now. One piece down. And maybe these sides will disconnect somehow. I don't even know how they're connected at all. What is holding them up? Alright, let's take this piece off. Okay. Another piece off. You can see down in the top at least now. I want to get these sides off so that I can see what's actually going on in here. This thing hurt though. I'm gonna need to go watch a video on how to remove the sides of this rocket, because I don't know. But I want to be able to get into it so I can see the workings working. Where do you see it? Oh, look at that. I think we might have found the culprit. I might not even need to take it apart. Do you see this hose that is off? We might have just solved the problem. Let's try it. Okay. And that'd be cool if that did solve it. Because here, let me point you down in here so you can see what I'm looking at. So this was disconnected just now. This right here was just off and just sitting off to the side like that. So I'm thinking this is probably the culprit of my water problems. And this sensor seems to be on. I can't see the other ones because that one's not tripped. This little breaker there. I can't see the other one because it's down on the side here, but let's test it with this on now. And that might have fixed the problem. We'll see. All right, so let's turn this water on and see if we can't make some espresso. That'd be awesome if that was the problem. All right, water pressure is on. Power on. I see water. Seeing. If you watch that valve right here, it's, I think that's what releases the pressure whenever it like purges down. Whenever it gets cool, it releases the pressure. I think they call that a pressure relief valve. But the problem of it turning on seems to be resolved. So I think it was simply this hose had become disconnected. Okay, good deal. I think we're back in business. Alright, well, so far so good. We'll let this completely warm up before I put any of the pieces back together. And we'll make sure that it steams and everything before. I never did get these sides off. I wanted to be able to show you. Oh well, we tried. But we'll let this heat up. And then once it's done heating up, we'll test it, make sure that the steam works, and then I'll put it back together and make some coffee. Alright, well, had it heating up. I thought it was this hose on top, but this hose is attached. And the same problem is occurring. I don't even know where the water's coming from. So it's obviously a bigger issue than just a hose being disconnected. So I guess I gotta go watch a video on how to pull the sides off of this. And then try again, I guess. Okay, well, I learned that pretty much all of these fasteners that I completely removed did not need to be completely removed. Most of these panels just slide on. So I could have just loosened them and that would have worked. And then in now. Okay, so now we can really see everything. Everything's wet in here. That cannot be right. Now that we got all the panels off, I'll turn it on again. Try to see where the water's coming from. Exactly. Where is it leaking from? It's coming from somewhere. I don't see anything disconnected. Down. This thing is heavy. That's good enough. Let's plug this in. Let's put the drip tray in it. So when she does do weird stuff, all right. Okay, so water's coming in. Alright. 185, 163, so we're getting up there. So far so good, right? I don't know what this thing's doing. It's heating up. This hose was disconnected, but now well, at some point I imagine it's gonna pressurize and seal that thing. It's not supposed to be spraying water out of that pressure relief valve like that, I'm pretty sure. Oop. Oh, that's just the water from it dripping all over that motor, all over the electronics. Water is just bubbling up from the top and just pouring out all over the bottom of this thing. Pressure's coming up on it. That's water, not steam. Okay, so as you can see here, looks like we're about up to temp. Let's see what it's set at. Boiler 253 is what it's set at. So we're teetering right on. We got pressure. Here's the steam. Now, whenever I run the pump, well, when I run it this way, it didn't do nothing. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, let's try it. Now it's saying it's down to 140. I'm almost willing to put it back together. So far, it seems to be cooperating. What in the world? I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't fix anything just now. I took the parts off, I took the walls off, and now it works. No. I'll let it pressurize again because it's out of pressure. Just run another 30-second shot. Run a 10-second one. There ain't no pressure on it, so. Huh. Well, it appears to have self-corrected. I didn't do it. This was in fact loose when I first opened it, but that doesn't explain why I started doing that again earlier, because it wasn't off, so. I don't know what's going on with this thing. You can see here that the lights are flipping between the two controllers, so it's sending power from one boiler to the other. That way it's not constantly pulling all kinds of crazy amounts of electricity for both boilers to be on. But it seems to be working now. I don't know. I see a little bit of water dripping from there, which would indicate that it's getting hot, you know. But oh look. What's going on there? So is that connector loose? I don't know. Keep this towel here just in case it decides to not do. Turn on the grinder. Let's preheat this. Let's see. I like to do long full espressos, 45 seconds to a minute. Here's a good copy. I'm gonna leave this on just to see if it's gonna do it again. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna let it sit here, and if it does good for like 30 minutes or so, I'll go ahead and put the pieces back on it. But I'll go drink this now.
This connector right here seems to be loose or something, because you see, shouldn't be bubbling up water and steam shouldn't be coming out of that. So
Okay, so I got the panels off. I just wiped this down because it was all wet. I don't know what's going on here. It's leaking water. Well, as you can see, the machine has more problems. The steam boiler has a leaky tube. So I don't know what to do about that. Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. Pretty sure the place I got this from is not open, so I'll contact them on Monday, but I've already sent them an email. But I will turn it on and make a coffee in the morning, but I just cannot leave the machine on, because if I leave the machine on, the steam boiler will just keep spraying steam all within the inside of the machine, and that's just gonna ruin it. But I'm gonna have my coffee in the morning, so I'm gonna start it. I'll steam my milk, pull the shot, turn it off. That's not how this is supposed to work. Obviously, I'm supposed to be able to turn this machine on and leave it on. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of this video. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Till next time. Talk to y'all later.